Today we will talk about Albedo. First of all, let's go over his stats. So, on Albedo, if you are building Albedo, you'll want to make sure to have as much defense as possible. Stats like attack, elemental mastery, HP are not necessarily what you want to focus on. His elemental skill damage scales of the defense, and that's what's very important to us. And also, as always, crit. Usually a 1-to-3 or 1-to-2 ratio. We're running almost 1-to-2, a bit more crit damage than crit rate, but that's fine. So the weapon we use on him is the Harbinger of Dawn. This weapon is perfect for him. It comes with a lot of crit damage, and the refinement gives you 28% crit rate if your HP is higher than 90%, as you can see here. This is a bit lower if you have it on refinement 1. I think on refinement 1 it's only 14%, and then it rises up to 28%. We don't really need the high base attack since his elemental skill passive damage scales on defense. But the crit damage is pretty useful, and that's why this weapon is basically one of the best, if not currently the best weapon for Albedo. Now, other alternatives would be the Festering Desire, which you should have if you've been playing since patch 1.2, when the Dragon Spine event came out. And another alternative would be some 5-star weapons like the Jade Cutter or the Mistsplitter Reforge or Skyward Blade if you want to get some energy recharge. Or as a 4-star option, you could also use the Blackcliff Longsword, which is available in the Star Glitter shop. Yeah. Now about the artifacts. Currently, the best combination of artifact sets is a 2-piece Noblesse and a 2-piece Archaic Petra for Albedo. There has been rumors that there will be a new artifact set coming next update. I'm not too sure about that. So therefore, currently, Archaic Petra and Noblesse Oblige is probably the best one. So if we go over our artifacts, what is important, or the stats we focus on in the substats are crit rate, defense, as you can see here, crit damage, defense, crit rate, basically the usual stuff as I mentioned at the start of the video. Crit rate, and defense. That's what you want to focus on. And make sure to have a geo damage bonus goblet on him. So his geo damage bonus coming from the elemental skill, coming from the elemental burst is even higher. Obviously you can run a defense goblet, that also works since his elemental skill scales on that, but that will only benefit his elemental skill. Therefore you should probably run a geo damage bonus goblet. If you have very high crit stats without having a crit circlet, you can also run a defense circlet. That's also a possibility you can go for. I personally don't, because if I take off the crit damage circlet I have right now, which is by the way a 4-star, since I haven't been lucky enough to pull a 5-star one with good crit rate and crit damage, you can take the defense one then. Consolation on him is currently 0. There's some good consolations in there, like the energy regeneration, so you can get your burst quicker and the damage increase on level 3 and level 5, but it is a 5-star, so we gotta be realistic here. Not everybody has the money to get up there with the consolations. And yeah, talent focus, it's quite easy. Elemental skill, elemental burst, and normal attack. You can neglect the normal attack, it's actually not required to upgrade it. Unless you play your Albedo not as a support rather than as a sub DPS. If you combine it with the elemental skill and the charge attack with him, you can actually deal some crazy damage, and his attack speed is quite fast, so I guess you could use the normal attack from Albedo, but that's not a focus. Now I want to showcase the damage with Albedo in combination with Eula and how you should play Albedo, so see you in a bit. So we found ourselves a Rune Guard. That's probably the best unit to test Albedo on and showcase how we usually play him. So Albedo is usually used as a passive character. You don't actually use him actively in the team. What you use is his elemental skill mostly. You place it down and use your main DPS to cause some damage. As you saw, passive geo damage on the hit, another 7,000 hit. That was a crit, obviously. 2k normal attack. And yeah, you deal some pretty good damage with Albedo passively. So if you actually build him better than I do, you can reach up to hits of 10k, which is pretty great considering that he's a off-field character, which you don't actively use. And yeah, so if you properly invest into your Albedo, you'll deal some crazy amounts of damage, and it will support you very well in your Spire Abyss runs and everything. Or maybe you don't play Spire Abyss and you just want to have Albedo to be good, right? Yeah. That's basically the damage showcase. Obviously, if you upgrade your Albedo to the highest level, he will have more defense. And so will his elemental skill damage will be increased. Also, if you upgrade his talents a bit more, I guess if you crown him, you'll also deal more damage. And that's basically about it. Everything you should know about Albedo. I hope this helped you out, and see ya.